Hi, my name is Mariah Kuda. I am about 4 months post-op from my vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery. I had surgery May 22nd of 2020 by Dr. Scott Bovard at Wake Med Cary in North Carolina. My highest weight was 322.6 pounds. My weight at the beginning of my pre-op diet was 319 pounds. My weight the day of surgery was 305 pounds. And my weight this morning was 241 pounds. So I'm currently 81.6 pounds down. And I'm feeling really good. Today, I wanted to talk about some things though. I wanted to talk about non-scale victories, this versus that of food, my own personal thoughts about eating and dieting post-bariatric surgery, and also, there's something else. I'll get to it, I'll remember. So first off, some non-scale victories that I have noticed 4 months post-op. I used to have a really hard time putting on my shoes. Lacing up my shoes and buckling shoes was really hard for me. And I'd have to hold my breath, and I couldn't quite get it, especially my right foot. I just could not bend the way I needed to do that. Which is sad, something that I learned to live with, but I did not enjoy that fact. But now I can put on my shoes no problem. I can bend all the way over, just bend from the hips all the way down while standing up, and lace up my work boots and still be able to breathe. So it's kind of crazy that little things like that are a big deal to me. But that's the reality when you are morbidly obese, the kind of things that you have to struggle with. I went on a trip with my mother, my grandmother, and my brother to Charleston, South Carolina, and walked about 4 miles in a day, because that's just what you do around there, is walk around. And I didn't get out of breath a single time. My feet hurt because I was wearing sandals, not great for walking, sandals that I was able to put on easily, which was nice. But I didn't get out of breath at all. I felt perfectly capable to walk around, which was a really big deal for me. And I also was able to shop a little bit at Madewell, which is a store I really like. The look of their clothes, but I've never really been able to fit in it. But I was able to buy a regular extra large t-shirt from their store, and it fit, and it looked kind of cute. So that was exciting. Another non-scale victory that I've shared before, but as important, is that I've been able to be taking horseback riding lessons, and those have been going good. I'm getting closer to my goals in that regard, which is really nice. Let's see. Those are the non-scale victories that come to mind right off the bat. I can't really think of another at the moment, but really important and really big deal. Oh, this is the other thing I want to talk about. Non-scale, not victory. I have been experiencing hair loss, which is completely common and to be expected as a bariatric surgery patient, but something that I was prepared for it, but it's worse than I expected, which is not fun. I lose a lot of hair when I shower and brush out my hair, but I'm taking my vitamins, I'm getting in my protein, and I know that it's just part of the process. And people typically say they lose hair from 3 months to 10 months, and then it starts to grow back. So I'm just not letting myself stress out about it too much. I know it'll come and go. Okay, and then some this versus that food things. So I think it is very important to have a sustainable way of eating after bariatric surgery, but of course it's important to make big changes. Before surgery, before I was in the beginning of this process with the pre-op diet and everything, I ate very large portions. I ate a lot of fried food. I did not eat enough protein for my body, etc., etc. So I still will, for me personally, I had kind of a restriction binge eating cycle that I would go through, where I would go on some kind of crazy restrictive diet, like no sweets, no carbs, no this, no that. I'd sustain it for a while, lose 15 to 25 pounds, and then I couldn't take it anymore. It was too hard to maintain, and I'd binge. And so I'd eat a lot of carbs, a lot of sugar, all those things that I'd cut out. And I'm by no means a nutritionist or a nutrition expert, but based on the research that I've done personally, the advice from my nutritionist, and then also from just personal experience and seeing the difference, I think it's really important to allow all foods and allow all food groups. So, like, for example, when we went out of town to Charleston, we went and got gelato, and of course, I had some. I'm on vacation. I'm with my family. I had a small single scoop thing, and I had it, and I enjoyed it, but that was that. I didn't say, oh no, I'm gonna restrict myself, and then the next time I see gelato, go ape shiz and eat a ton. Like, that's not what's happening. So I think it's really important to find things that can be sustainable. If it's sustainable for you to not eat sweets at all, that's good on you, good for you, but I have a sweet tooth, so it's not sustainable for me. So for me, I take very small portions, consume very small portions, and prioritize my protein. So I would eat steak and stuff at my meals, but then for dessert, allow myself some liberties there. And then something that my nutritionist said was that when you have, like, if your family's eating out, if there's some kind of special occasion, enjoy the food that's there. Like, if they're having pizza, have a slice, but also eat a salad with it. Like, eat something that's going to be good for your body and give you good positive fuel. And, you know, carbs are not evil. It's good, but it's good to keep track of the numbers. The guidelines that she gave me was no more than 20 grams of carbs in a serving, with 10 grams of those being sugars or less. So that's just something that I try to follow. And sometimes I go a little bit higher. I try to keep the ratio of like 15 grams protein, 20 grams carbs, 10 grams fat, thereabouts, or, you know, and adjust for portion size. But it's like your body is really like does well on carbs. It gives you energy. Carbs are not bad, but it's trying to find unprocessed carbs. So eating fruits and vegetables instead of pasta and breads. And for me, nothing really has made me sick after surgery except for eggs and water, which is annoying. That's getting a little bit better. But remembering to like I can eat M&Ms no problem, and Skittles and all these sugary things, and my body, I don't have like dumping syndrome, I don't have any of that, which is not good. But sometimes I get, one thing that I have been experiencing the last month or so is nausea. I get nauseous very easily, and I get grossed out really easily. And I think it's because I was being really regimented in what I ate. And so I was eating the same thing really often. And so I got really sick of cheese sticks and deli ham and protein shakes, and my body just does not like them anymore. So I'm trying to be better about eating real whole foods. There's a girl that I follow on Instagram. I think her handle's JCB_VSG. Her name's Jamie, and she's one of my favorites to follow. She has such great meal inspo, and one of the things that I asked her when she had a Q&A was like, what do you do when the protein sources you need to eat just don't appeal to you? And she said that making meals that are appealing has really helped. So that's something that I'm trying to be better about. But like with anything you eat, especially with carbs, just try to go for things that are whole foods. So fruits and vegetables instead of crackers and chips and that kind of thing. And if you do have to have chips, like if I'm craving chips, having popcorn or having the Harvest Snap, like freeze-dried or whatever, snap peas, those are healthier options, less fat, and control the portion size of it. And so that's a big thing for me, is just like a this versus that. Like I'm craving this, but I could have a healthier option with that. So like when it comes to sweets and when it comes to ice cream, instead of having full fat ice cream options, I like to have the Yasso Greek yogurt bars. You can find them at Walmart. They're only 100 calories, pretty low carbs, low sugars, and doable. When I'm craving pizza, an option that I like, that I think I've shared before, is turkey pepperoni with low-fat mozzarella cheese sticks cut up, and like a pepperoni with a piece of the cheese stick on top of it, and then I bake it. And then I like pizza and ranch, so I'll dip it in ranch. And so there's no crust, no carbs. While nothing carby really makes me sick, I don't like how I feel when I eat breads. It does make me feel kind of gross and get full too fast. And one thing that a lot of people say is like after surgery, they don't really feel full. I think I do. I get to the point, but like sometimes for me, the fullness is like getting to the point where all of a sudden the food grosses me out. That's what happens for me a lot. Sometimes I hiccup, but a lot of times I feel pressure like up here. So it can be different for everybody. But the important thing to remember is just like find ways to be healthy and balanced. My nutritionist and surgeon both said that like if you're wanting to eat more than 5 meals a day or whatever whatever the guidelines tends to be, that's okay. Like I work at a barn, and on days where I'm expending a lot of energy doing a lot of stuff, I eat pretty often, but I stay to the ratios and I try to choose healthy options. And for me personally, my macros in a day, I tend to have like 70 grams of protein, 90 grams of carbs, 50 to 60 grams of fat. That's typical, but I definitely fluctuate. And then my calories are usually anywhere between 1,000 and 1,200. My water is at least 64, and I take all my vitamins. And that is working really well for me. I'm 4 months post-op, 81 pounds down, and it's working, and it feels sustainable. I have not been as good about tracking things lately, and I'm trying to get back to that. It's just things have been really busy, and then I went out of town. But my nutritionist also told me, like, don't be meticulous about everything, like, to have some liberties and, like, relax a little bit here and there. And so that's what I'm trying to do. But, yeah, for me, when I've been nauseous lately, I crave carbs, and the protein grosses me out, which is really frustrating. So when I get nauseous, I've been trying to eat... Like at first I was eating like wheat thins and stuff like that, and then I was like, no, I want to eat something that's like still benefiting me and pushing me towards my goals. So I've been trying to keep like carrot sticks and pickles in the house, because like vegetables rarely gross me out, so those really help. And then it sounds like that's what makes it sound like I'm pregnant. I'm not. But pickles like are good when I feel nauseous, and like fruit I need to have in the house more, but like Honeycrisp apples are really good when I'm feeling nauseous. But yeah, this is kind of all over the place, but I wanted to share those little non-scale victories, the nausea tidbit, some stuff about macro goals, and just like trying to be sustainable, because I want to do this for the rest of my life. I don't want to do this for the next year and a half and then be like, F it, I can't do that anymore, and then start gaining weight back. I want to focus on things I can control. Small portions, frequent meals, good ratio of protein to carbs, eating whole foods, those kind of things. And this has been taking me so long to post, and so that's why I'm kind of like rushing it, because I know that if I don't do it, I won't get around to it. But yeah, like this versus that with food, that's something that I definitely share on my Instagram, some of the things that I eat, and I need to share it more, but it is like a personal Instagram, not a VSG Instagram, so I don't post too much on there. But another this versus that thing, if you're craving carbs, something that's helped me is better oats oatmeal 100-calorie packs. This is something that Jamie from Instagram shared. I like to make that with like some fresh raspberries and sugar-free like pancake syrup in it, and it's like only ends up being like 25 carbs maybe, and it doesn't have protein. But if you're feeling nauseous and no protein works, it's something that's not super bad, not full of tons of sugars, and can kind of satisfy that carby craving and keep you full. That's something that I've eaten a few times, like before work in the mornings. Something that's really been saving my butt is rice cakes. The Quaker Oats rice cakes, they're only like 50 calories and 11 grams of carbs, no protein and no fat. But when I'm feeling nauseous and nothing else sounds good, you need to have something in your tummy. So I'll eat like that and a cheese stick on my way to work, and it's something light that I can eat that I won't feel sick if I get like overexerted. But anyways, I'm just trying to find my own balance, and I'm not perfect, but I really hope that I can help some people out there. This is going to be a lifestyle for the rest of my life, and so I need to make it sustainable, and I need to make it logical. So I am trying to be good about tracking everything and keeping everybody updated on like non-scale victories. Oh, another non-scale victory that's really exciting. I have this like really nerdy Harry Potter jacket that I got when I was like 11 or 12. and it has like the big Hogwarts crest, and it fits me again. Completely zips up. It was big when I was 12, but like, and then I have a t-shirt from a Killers concert from for my Sweet 16, and that fits me now. So that's really exciting. I think I'm in like a size 16 jean. It depends on the brand, but and it's not super comfortable to sit in, but they zip. So that's exciting. This necklace used to be like that. Where is that? Like that. And now it's really long. So I have no idea. I do feel like I've lost quite a bit of weight in my cheeks and my neck, which is exciting. Anyways, there's an update for you. Oh, maybe I'll include this, maybe I won't, but I also, when I went out of town, I went to the gym with my mom and my brother, and I ran like a mile. Like, I did intervals, but I ran and I did not die. The last time I ran, I felt like I was gonna die. And like when I, especially because I'm large chested, when I run, my breathing will kind of be like, you know, because it's moving. And like I like legit can't catch my breath. But part of it is I have a good sports bar now, and part of it is I don't have 80 extra pounds on me to carry. But I was running and I felt like tired, exerted, but I felt capable of it. So that was cool. Maybe I'll start running with my dog. Would you want to run with me, Dipper? He's like right at my hip as per usual. But yeah, sorry for the discombobulatedness, but I needed to get this out just to share some things with you guys. And thank you for all of you that have started following me recently. I've been sharing my link to my channel on some of the Facebook support group pages and stuff, just because there's a lot of people that, you know, I think we all need a community and we all need to stick together, and having somebody to bounce ideas off of and to give advice on areas where you're struggling is really helpful. There's a lot of people that I look to that had the bariatric surgery that I would feel lost without having them. So I hope I can do that, to be that for somebody. But anyways, this is like the 5th goodbye, but goodbye for real. Here's a little clip from my most recent writing lesson.
Good girl, you got your diagonal, good. Lovely. A little squeeze. Good girl. You kept your diagonal. Good girl.
My cute family on our trip. So cute. My little brother and his selfie skills.